We will now see how we can use parallel port as an output interface. So this is a schematic of such an arrangement. Here we have printer as an output device. So the processor or the bus master, he needs to issue some data to the printer so that it can start working. It is issued through the printer's output interface, which happens to be a parallel port. Okay, so we will see what are the signals involved. So the part of the interface interacting with the printer, it consists of two control signals issued from the input interface, that is valid, and another signal idle coming from the printer. So valid signal is issued in combination with the data from the interface, indicating that the interface is sending to the printer some valid data which has to be handled by the printer. Then on the other hand, the idle signal from the printer to the interface is used to show the master as well as the interface that the printer or the device is currently idle and can accept any transaction. And if you see the processor or the master side, which couples with the interface, it is interacting with the interface using asynchronous bus protocol, and a read or write signal is issued as command, and it is capable of transmitting address as well as data. So this is the detailed view of the parallel output interface. If you see here, the top left section consists of pins from D0 to D7, 8-bit pins, which actually take data from the bus master, or in this case the processor, and we have 8-bit pins going towards the device side or to the printer side. So this 8-bit pin actually stands for the output port, which happens to be a parallel interface. And when we analyze this entire interface, the thing that makes it different from the input interface is it has a register which is capable of writing or accepting data from the bus master and giving it to the printer. Okay, then again it has got status register or status bits. Here the status bit is S out, and this S out indicates to the bus master or to the processor that whether the printer is ready or not. So for that, the idle signal from the printer is taken into a handshake control unit, and that unit actually feeds the S out, or unit is responsible for controlling S out. Then again, if you see the address decoder part, the address is again 32-bit address, and the upper 31 bits are responsible for selecting this entire interface. So if the CPU or the bus master needs to deal with the printer, the first thing it has to ensure is that the upper 31 bits of the address is the address of this interface. As usual, for the input interface, for output interface also, the IO used is memory mapped IO. So there is separate address for this output register as well as status register bits. And as we need to select between only the output register or the status bits, there is need to only have one bit for selecting between those. So A0 to A31 will have one pattern indicating selection of the status bits, and A0 to A31 will have another pattern to indicate selection of this output register. But both those addresses will have their last 31 bits as last 31 bits as same, or the MSB 31 bits are same. Then again this interface gets activated only with this address decoder throwing a positive signal, as well as when the master ready is available. Okay, so when the master places the address of the interface along with some command, say write or read, then only this entire interface or the commands of the interface will get activated. There is again a slave ready signal that indicates to the master that the master's command has been received by the slave and it is planning to respond, or it has started responding. Okay, so this is about the basic schematic of this output interface. Now we will see the individual operations possible with this output interface. The first operation is we are trying to see the status of the printer. Okay, whether the printer is free or is it busy. So it means we have to read the output of S out. And if you see S out, it is multiplexed with the data channels or the data bus to the printer. And note that we had already used sin in D0 in the input interface. So here for S out, we are trying to couple it to D1. Okay, so because when we are trying to couple both input and output interface together as a combined interface, we may need to show these two bits or status bits in separate lines. That is why S out is allocated D1. Now we will see how S out will give a status reading to the bus master, or suppose that we will consider the case when the printer is initially idle. So how will the CPU or the bus master recognize whether the printer is idle? So for that you need to see that S out is a tri-state buffer controlled by this AND gate. So this AND gate should be enabled. So what all things will cause this AND gate to get enabled? So the first thing is this entire interface should get selected for this operation, or the CPU should select this entire interface. That is made possible by the upper 31 bits of the address issued by the bus master or the CPU. So that part is okay. And if it is giving 1, it means that this interface has been selected, so the components can be activated. Now next question is which component within this interface should be activated. So we are going for the status bits. So if you see for this AND gate to get activated, the A0 or the LSB of the address should have 0. So this AND gate's input gate will get activated, and there is a fair chance of selecting S0's tri-state buffer. Okay, so the first precondition of getting S out is the entire interface should get selected through the upper 31 bits of the address decoder, and then the status bit should be selected, that is using the LSB of the address and giving it as 0 pattern. Now the master ready should also be available. Okay, so the master ready signal should be available, then only these two gates will be active, and read or write signal should also be given. So this read signal is indicated using a 1 and write using 0. As we are trying to read a status bit, we are issuing a 1 here. So we will see the combined effect of all these signals. So it means that when master places the address of this interface with the LSB as 0, it means this interface will be selected and this S out will be selected, and along with that it should supply master ready signal, and it should tell the operation that we are going to perform. And for status bits we can only read it, so read operation is issued. So all these things leads to selection of this AND gate, and this AND gate will trigger this tri-state buffer S out to be enabled through this input line. And as you can see, as the printer is currently idle, this idle signal from the printer will be activated or is in the activated state, and the handshake controls unit will give a 1 at S out, and this 1 reaches D1 when this AND gate triggers or when all these events happens. So S out will be available at D1, or we will get indication that S out is 1 or the printer is initially idle. So this is how the CPU or the bus master recognizes that the printer is idle. Now once the printer is idle, the CPU or the bus master will try to load something into the printer and start a print job. So we will see how that happens. So in order to again select this interface, we know that the upper 31 bits of the interface's address should be supplied by the CPU, and the master ready signal should be on, and we are going to write something to the interface so that will be read by the printer, right? So we are going to select a write operation. So what are the things that we should have so that something can be loaded into the printer's output interface? For that we are going to perform a write. So in the read write pin we should give a 0, then master ready should be given as 1, then the upper 31 bits of the address issued by the master or the CPU should be having the address of this output interface, and A0 or the LSB should indicate that we should get this data out activated, or the corresponding AND gate of that data out should be activated. So it has to be a 1. Okay, so what happens when all these things are favorable to this AND gate? This AND gate will fire, and this AND gate is actually giving a rising edge to this edge triggered register, right? So whatever data the CPU or the master has put in these lines, it will be inserted into the data out, right, or in this register, and the printer can take this data when it favors or chooses so. Okay, so that happens in one side, but on the other side what happens is this AND gate will put a signal in the handshake control, so that handshake control circuit, it will emit a valid signal to the printer. So along with the data being loaded in data out for the printer to fetch the data, as well as this valid signal being given, what happens is the printer, which was earlier keeping an idle signal, it will turn off the idle signal. Okay, so the status of the printer will be changed to 0, or S out will be 0 if the CPU or the bus master tries to read the status in the next stage. Okay, so what happens in the case of loading of data? When the conditions for load is favorable, this AND gate will be triggered. Data from the CPU or the master will enter into this register as it is an edge triggered one, right? And when printer feels it okay to take the data, it will take on seeing the valid signal, right? Here the valid signal is also triggered. Then when printer is fetching the data and seeing the valid signal, what happens is it will put down its idle signal and it will be available at the input of S out, and it is available to the CPU or the bus master when in the next attempt it tries to read S out, right, when it puts A0 as 0. Okay, so this is how data loading happens. Now we will see how the interface indicates to the master that it has received master's command. Okay, so that is possible through slave ready. So we will see how slave ready will get triggered. So slave ready will get triggered when this control line of the tri-state buffer, which is always loaded with 1, gets triggered. So what is the precondition for that? Either the read status or the AND gate corresponding to status bit should get activated, or the AND gate corresponding to data loading process should get activated. Either one of the two things should get activated, or it means that when this entire interface is selected by the master or the CPU, and when it issues a read operation on the status bits or write operation on the that output register, what happens is either of these two terminals will be triggered and correspondingly slave ready signal will be generated. So the slave ready is an indication to the master that this interface has recognized the address put by the master on the bus, and it has also recognized the operation intended by the master.